My name is Sarah Mitchell, and for the past 5 years, my family believed I was merely a janitor at NextGen Technologies. They were not completely incorrect. I worked as a janitor there, but what they were unaware of was that I also owned the company. I did not intend for it to unfold like this. As a member of the esteemed Mitchell family, there were clear expectations for my future direction. My sister Olivia pursued a career as a corporate lawyer, my brother Marcus excelled as an investment banker, and I found myself in a different path. A business degree obtained from a public university. My mother had dismissed my graduation with a scoff. Olivia attended Harvard Law School. Marcus attended Wharton. Can you please share what occurred, Sarah? I had an alternative vision for the situation. As they pursued esteemed positions in executive suites, I recognized a chance that others overlooked. It began in my final year of university when I undertook an internship at a small technology startup. The founders possessed exceptional programming skills, yet lacked an understanding of business dynamics. In a span of 3 months, they faced bankruptcy. At that moment, I came to a significant realization. The technology sector was populated by exceptionally talented individuals who lacked a grasp of essential business principles. They required an individual capable of connecting innovation with profitability. A person of my caliber. Upon completing my studies, I utilized my limited savings to invest in underperforming technology firms. My family believed I was not utilizing my time effectively. Engaging in penny stocks while your siblings are establishing solid careers, my father would remark, shaking his head in disapproval. Then arrived the opportunity that would transform everything. NextGen Technologies was a struggling startup with groundbreaking advertising technology. Their CEO had recently resigned, their stock had lost all value, and they were mere weeks from insolvency. Utilizing all my resources, along with a loan from my grandmother, the sole individual who ever had faith in me, I discreetly acquired a controlling interest via a network of shell companies. However, I was aware that entering as a 25-year-old female CEO would evoke instant opposition. I have made a decision that will significantly influence the next 5 years of my life. I accepted a position as the night janitor for the company. A custodian? Olivia responded with laughter when I shared the news with the family. Oh, Sarah, this is quite disappointing, even by your standards. Please make an effort to secure a legitimate position within the company. Unbeknownst to her, I was already transforming NextGen from within. Throughout the day, I engaged in remote work as the enigmatic CEO, communicating exclusively via email and video calls, utilizing voice modulation software. During the night, I meticulously cleaned the offices while attentively observing all activities within the company. It was an impeccable disguise. Kong ai gi ngo nuoi lao tsong. People often overlook their words in the presence of the cleaning staff. I became aware of all office dynamics, project obstacles, and employee issues. I recognized those who were truly effective and those who were merely engaging in political maneuvering. I comprehended my company in a manner that surpasses the understanding of an ordinary CEO. As time progressed, NextGen Technologies evolved significantly. Our AI technology has established itself as a leader in the industry. Our stock price experienced significant growth. We have achieved global expansion. In the meantime, my family's concern for me intensified. Sarah continues to clean the floors. Marcus inquired at each family gathering. I can facilitate an opportunity for you to secure an entry-level position at my bank. At the very least, it would command respect. My mother consistently seized every chance to draw comparisons between me and my siblings. Olivia has recently achieved the position of partner at her law firm. Marcus is managing billion-dollar mergers, while Sarah is, at the very least, gainfully employed. Every remark pierced through, yet I remained silent. I dedicated my efforts to creating something remarkable while they concentrated on superficial aspects. My sister acquired a mansion that was just within her financial reach. My brother rented high-end vehicles to make a strong impression on clients. I resided in a simple apartment and drove a pre-owned vehicle, reinvesting all my resources into NextGen. Then arrived the annual family reunion from last week. As always, it took place at my parents' expansive estate, where achievement was gauged by the dimensions of your residence and the prestige of your timepiece. I arrived in my vintage Toyota, donning the same dress I had worn the previous year. "Oh dear," my mother sighed, assessing my outfit. "We are here to assist you if you are facing challenges. Seeking assistance is a sign of strength." I smiled and took my usual seat at the far end of the table, distanced from the accomplished members of the family. The dinner conversation focused on Olivia's recent high-profile case and Marcus's forthcoming merger deal. In a discussion about mergers, my father remarked, "I have come to learn that NextGen Technologies is in the process of acquiring Sullivan Systems for a sum of $2 billion. It is impressive how that company achieved such a turnaround. Sarah, you are employed there. Have you come across any information regarding this during the office cleaning?" I took a sip of water, concealing my smile. "Certainly, yes. I have indeed come across information regarding that matter." Olivia expressed her exasperation with a subtle gesture. What insights could a janitor possibly have regarding billion-dollar acquisitions? I doubt she fully comprehends the concept of a merger. That was the moment I determined it was the right time. 5 years of concealment, of being undervalued, of enduring their patronizing attitudes. It was sufficient. I retrieved my phone and initiated a call. "Greetings, Lisa. Certainly, please move forward with the press release we discussed, and send the merger documents to the legal representatives of the Mitchell family via email." "Indeed, all of them." The table became quiet. Olivia's phone vibrated initially. She opened the email, her expression shifting to one of concern as she read. Marcus's phone buzzed next, accompanied by notifications from several other relatives engaged in corporate law or finance. "This appears to be an error." Olivia hesitated, gazing intently at her screen. "The individual holding the position of CEO at NextGen Technologies is Sarah Mitchell." I rose gradually, savoring the astonished faces surrounding the table. "It is not an error, dear sister. I have held the position of CEO at NextGen for the last 5 years. Did you genuinely believe I was solely focused on office cleaning all this time?" The ensuing chaos was a culmination of every moment spent over the past 5 years. My mother accidentally let her wine glass slip from her grasp. My father began to choke on his steak. Olivia repeatedly opened and closed her mouth, resembling a fish struggling for air. "However, you hold the position of a janitor." Marcus stammered. "I worked as a janitor." I provided him with a correction. "Additionally, the CEO. It's impressive what insights can be gained about a company when one remains unobtrusive. Additionally, Olivia, your law firm is representing Sullivan Systems in the merger. I anticipate our upcoming discussions during the negotiations." I gathered my bag and approached the door, taking a moment to appreciate the profound silence that lingered behind me. "Rest assured, Mom, my outfit is taken care of. I have the financial capacity to purchase this house and all its contents based on my earnings from this morning alone. However, in contrast to others, I do not require costly items to demonstrate my value." While I was heading to my car, my phone began to vibrate with incoming messages. Unexpectedly, family members who had overlooked me for years were eager to engage in conversation. My brother, who had previously shown little interest in my life, was now eager to reconnect and catch up. My sister, who had previously spent years critiquing my career decisions, was now urgently attempting to arrange a lunch meeting. However, this marked only the initial phase. Tomorrow, I will enter NextGen's headquarters through the front door for the first time in my role as CEO. My family was on the verge of discovering that success is not solely defined by designer labels or prestigious degrees from Ivy League institutions. The following morning, I positioned myself before the impressive headquarters of NextGen Technologies, my hand poised on the door handle. For 5 years, I exclusively accessed the premises through the back service entrance, consistently after hours. Today will stand out from the rest. As I pushed open the glass doors, the security guard, familiar with my routine of mopping these same floors, did a double-take. "Ms. Mitchell." I smiled as I retrieved my CEO badge, which had remained tucked away in my desk drawer for all these years. "Good morning, Steve. I hope you're doing well today. Indeed, it aligns perfectly with your thoughts." The lobby became quiet as I approached the elevator. Employees who had previously overlooked my presence now stood still, coffee cups halted midway to their lips. I observed hushed conversations, noticed gestures indicating direction, and saw phones being retrieved to validate their observations. Could that be the custodian? That is not possible. She holds the position of CEO. I had the impression that the CEO was an elusive mastermind who rarely made personal appearances. The executive floor exceeded expectations. Jessica, the best friend of my sister Olivia and the head of legal at NextGen, almost spilled her latte upon my entrance into the executive suite. She had devoted years to making me feel unseen. At that moment, her gaze was entirely focused on me. "Sarah, could you please clarify your identity? Could you clarify how that works?" "Greetings, Jessica. I would like to remind everyone that we have a merger meeting scheduled to commence in 10 minutes. I am eager to collaborate with you directly rather than through emails." I entered my office, my actual office, for the very first time. The nameplate on the door displayed Sarah Mitchell, Chief Executive Officer. The city skyline appeared precisely as I recalled from my evenings spent cleaning the windows. However, at this moment, I am able to take my place on the opposite side of the desk. My phone has been continuously buzzing since last night. 37 missed calls from my mother, 23 from Olivia, 15 from Marcus. A multitude of messages from various relatives who had unexpectedly become aware of my presence. I opened one that my sister sent me. "Sarah, we should have a discussion. Your actions last night were not acceptable. Are you aware of the impression this creates for our family? Mother is deeply affected. Please contact me at your earliest convenience." I removed it without providing a response. A message from Marcus arrived next. "Hello, I wanted to discuss the previous instances when I extended an opportunity for an entry-level position to you. I was simply attempting to assist. We are eager to manage the portfolio for the next generation at our investment firm. Is there a discount available for families? Let's schedule a lunch meeting." My assistant Lisa tapped on the door. "Ms. Mitchell, your 9 a.m. appointment has arrived. The team handling the merger for Sullivan Systems, which includes your sister's law firm." I adjusted my jacket, not from a high-end brand, but expertly fitted. "Please submit them." Olivia entered the room, her typical assured demeanor noticeably lacking. Behind her, a team of lawyers held their briefcases firmly, ready for any challenge that lay ahead. My sister's face displayed a complex array of emotions, including embarrassment, anger, and a determined effort to uphold her composure. "Sarah," she persevered, her voice taut. "We were not anticipating this." I indicated for everyone to take a seat. "Let us discuss the terms of the merger. I believe your initial proposal does not fully recognize the value of NextGen's AI technology. Let us engage in a discussion about real numbers." Over the course of the next 2 hours, I systematically dismantled each argument she put forth. Years of observation, engagement, and education while remaining unnoticed had equipped me with comprehensive knowledge about our technology, our value, and our potential. Olivia, who had consistently regarded herself as the most intelligent individual present, found herself thoroughly outclassed. After the meeting concluded, she remained behind. "For how long did you intend to maintain this facade?" she asserted once we were alone. "Are you aware of how unprofessional our family appears at this moment?" I reclined in my chair, the one designated for the CEO, and observed her intently. "Unwise. Are you suggesting that you've been ridiculing your sister for years without taking the time to understand her life? Is it appropriate to evaluate someone's value based on their job title? That situation lacks equity. We had concerns for your well-being, residing in that small apartment and working as a janitor, all the while discreetly developing a billion-dollar company that I completed for her. It is unjust, Olivia, to have spent years feeling like a failure in the eyes of my own family due to not aligning with their standards of success. What is the reason for assuming the role of a janitor? Could you please share the information with us?" I rose and approached the window, gazing at the city I had contributed to, as I sought to comprehend this company from its foundations. My experiences of being unseen provided me with insights that mere office work could not offer. I aimed to achieve success or face failure on my own terms, rather than as a Mitchell. My phone buzzed once more, my mother reaching out for the 38th time. I chose not to answer the call. Olivia mentioned that there will be an urgent family dinner hosted by Mom tonight. She is strongly encouraging your attendance. Certainly, she is, I responded. Now that I have achieved success according to her standards, she wishes to assume the role of a proud mother, but I no longer seek her approval. Sarah, It is essential that you comprehend this situation. This presents a significant amount for them to manage. Discovering that their daughter, whom they believed was facing challenges, is in fact a covert CEO. It can be quite challenging. I oriented myself towards her. Excessive. Imagine being 19 and hearing your mother express disappointment because you opted for a state school. Observe how your family celebrates your siblings for even the slightest accomplishments while overlooking your presence. Endure family dinners where you are regarded as a burden. Olivia displayed a sense of humility. I did not intend to cause you any pain. No, it seems you never considered me at all. Unless it was to enhance your own sense of satisfaction regarding your decisions. The intercom emitted a buzz. Lissa's voice was heard clearly. Ms. Mitchell, your parents have arrived. They are rather determined to meet with you. I let out a sigh. Certainly, they were. Please submit them. My mother entered the room with confidence, her designer handbags swaying elegantly. My father accompanied me, appearing uneasy in the unfamiliar surroundings. The last time they visited NextGen, they remarked on how unfortunate it was that Sarah couldn't even afford to work in such an esteemed building. Sarah Elizabeth Mitchell. My mother's voice had the power to break glass. It is unacceptable to subject our family to such humiliation. Are you aware of what others are discussing? The daughter of Jonathan and Eleanor Mitchell, employed in janitorial services. It has gained significant attention across various social media platforms. I maintained a steady gaze with her. Adjustment. The daughter of Jonathan and Eleanor Mitchell, establishing a thriving business while employed as a janitor. Isn't that what you have always aspired to achieve? What steps do I need to take to achieve success? However, that is not the correct procedure, she asserted. The Mitchells uphold a distinguished reputation. Our services do not include floor cleaning. Indeed, I concurred. You tend to underestimate those who engage in such actions. Tell me, Mother, what holds greater significance, that I created something of value or that I did so in a manner that causes you discomfort? My father stepped forward, always the consummate professional. Sarah, what your mother is conveying is that this situation is truly exceptional. Now that we are aware of your position, we may be able to assist you. I possess valuable connections, professional experience, similar to the experience that prompted you to label NextGen as a failing startup 5 years prior. I interjected. The connections that overlooked us during our times of difficulty. No, thank you, Father. I approach this in my own manner, and I will persist in doing so. Consider the significance of the family name. My mother earnestly requested. I possess. That is the reason I chose not to utilize it for my success. All that NextGen has accomplished. We achieved this independently, without relying on the Mitchell name, connections, or financial support. I circled my desk, gliding my hand over the polished wood. What I discovered during my time as a janitor is quite enlightening. I have come to understand the importance of treating service workers with respect, as well as recognizing those who fail to do so. I observed the employees who extend their hours out of genuine commitment to their responsibilities, as opposed to those who do so merely for appearances. I gained insights about this company that were not accessible from this office. However, my mother remarked, adjusting her silk blouse with a hint of anxiety, it's time to put an end to this cleaning nonsense. I smiled with confidence. Indeed, I occasionally conduct maintenance rounds. It provides a solid foundation, reminding me of my beginnings. I indeed glanced at my watch. I am set to clean the bathrooms on the 3rd floor in approximately 1 hour. My mother appeared as though she could lose consciousness. My father's jaw fell in astonishment. Even Olivia, who had been observing this exchange with a composed demeanor, appeared taken aback. Surely you can't be serious, my mother whispered. A CEO performing janitorial duties. Why not consider it? Is it below my standards or yours? The ensuing silence was profoundly impactful. At last, my father spoke, his voice transformed, gentler, and tinged with a sense of pride. You constructed all of this by yourself, didn't you? Indeed, Father, everything. He acknowledged with a deliberate nod. I did not witness any of it. We were so concentrated on our preconceived notions of success that we overlooked its true form. I have completed it for him. My mother settled into a chair, her meticulously upheld demeanor beginning to falter. Throughout the years, we believed we were encouraging you to improve, yet you had already achieved that. Exceeding your expectations already? Yes, but not according to your criteria for success. I approached the door and proceeded to open it. At this moment, I must attend to my responsibilities in managing the company and ensuring the cleanliness of the restrooms. You are welcome to visit this evening. I will be cleaning the lobby at approximately 8 o'clock. We can discuss further at that time, provided you feel comfortable being seen with the janitor. Once they departed, I remained in my office, observing the city lights illuminating as twilight set in. My phone vibrated with another notification, this time from my grandmother, the sole person who had faith in me from the very beginning. I always believed you would approach it in your unique manner, Sarah, and that approach has proven to be the correct one. I smiled, donned my maintenance uniform, and took hold of my mop. Success is not solely defined by designer attire or an esteemed educational background. At times, it dons coveralls and transports cleaning supplies. At times, the most effective approach to leadership is through service. At times, the individual whom others may underestimate is, in fact, observing them from the uppermost level of the building they possess. That evening, while I was diligently mopping the lobby floors, I noticed my family's car arriving outside. They remained in place for an extended moment, observing through the glass doors. Subsequently, they departed, each in turn. They were not prepared to embrace this interpretation of success, this interpretation of who I am. However, that was acceptable. I had not developed advanced technologies for them. I created it for those who are often unnoticed, for individuals who may not conform to conventional standards of achievement. As I completed my rounds, switching off lights in offices where I had previously gone unnoticed, I recognized that I had achieved success in the most significant manner. I had transformed into an individual I took pride in being, irrespective of the audience around me.